Think?
Of this?
Oh, nothing.
No, you can't. I mean, you have to ask you if you're 17, because this is his property here.
Don't worry about that. I'm gonna.
If you want to make a video of the grinder that you built and post that, I'll gladly go and watch that, because I need to actually get some pointers.
Okay, mind it if I show you in like show you so that you can ask questions and stuff if you need to, and so I can explain it to you and make sure that you understand all the little aspects to it. And then I'll post a video and send you the link later too if you want to like reference that. But
Well, where do you want to do that? Do you want to
so
do it at your server?
yeah, I'm gonna take you. We'll join with Zora, and then I'm gonna teleport you to the flat world, and I'm gonna explain it to you.
Just as long as you make sure I don't die in there, because I have no gear whatsoever.
You're fine. Just it's on the other world anyway. It's not gonna matter. It's it doesn't matter if you die because you're not gonna lose anything.
Okay, well, there's no one here anyway. I think I think someone playing a game went AFK or
I'm
sleeping. I
still
don't know.
here.
Oh, I thought you were coming back.
I am.
Well, I'm gonna go check out his grinder on Wazora, so I'll be back.
Okay, so I
Alright.
built one in creative mode specifically for like showing people how to essentially just how to make a grinder. So I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I specifically made this.
Alright, so should I? I don't. There's no one on Wazora right now. Should I join?
Yeah, I mean I'm joined. I was just invisible
Oh,
or
there you
whatever.
are.
Okay,
Oh, that's
so
right, because you're the admin. Alright, you can teleport me.
this room right
Oh,
here.
there you are. Very nice.
This is an 8x8, and if you notice the directions, so there's north, south, east, west. The north and the west, there are 4 blocks going from the side of the wall of airspace. That's how I like to measure it because it's easy. See, that's 4 blocks, and that's 4 blocks. You see that?
Right. Yeah, I got it.
And then here, you only need 3. You see that?
So there's less space on one side than there is on the other.
Yes, because
Oh,
you only need so they spawn using doubles, not integers. So it's theoretically a skeleton could try to spawn like slightly inside of a wall like block, but the percentage, like the probability of them doing that and that preventing them from spawning is so low that I mean, if you made the room bigger, you could only really increase the spawn rates by around like a percent or so, or like maybe 2% or something. So this is like the optimum size. It's 8x8 by, and there's 3 blocks that their feet can spawn in, and I'll show you what they are. So it's that. So notice it's 1 block above the water level, and
right.
there's
And
another
there's one
block.
block of space up there.
Yeah, for their head. Yeah, and
Right.
then notice where
Okay.
the lights are. If you have redstone lamps, you can place lights on the top like that. But you can also, if you don't have redstone lamps, I can show you how to use pumpkins on the side of the room.
Oh, I have plenty of redstone lamps. Don't worry. I'm
Yeah,
the
but
one who.
mhm.
Yeah. I'm the one who mined 1,000 blocks of glowstone. Of course, I have redstone lamps.
So go ahead and take the path of a skeleton if you want, and like go in there.
So I would spawn in here, and then what? I would fall down this channel,
And
and
this channel takes you a specific distance away from the spawner.
what? Do I have to hold jump now?
hmm You hold jump, and what you are right now is you have 8 blocks of gap between you and the spawner right now. So that way, even if there's 6 skeletons somehow in here at once, they won't. Now be careful because you'll fall and probably have like 1 hit. So if you hold shift,
Yeah. And why is there no? Like, what pushes them through this last one?
Well, that's kind of like a buffer. If you don't have it like that, then if there's water on the end, they kind of like hop a little bit, and it's like non-deterministic exactly what height they'll fall at. And so sometimes they'll be one-hit kills, or sometimes they won't. Or if you have it a little lower, sometimes they'll be one-hit kills, and the other times they'll die. They'll die. So that always ensures that they have exactly one hit kill.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't know that. And wow, is that a maze over there? Sorry, I'm being distracted, but I saw something really cool. Can I see this
a
real quick?
maze. What is that? Is that a maze? I guess it is a maze. Who built this?
What? How did you guys do that? Did you guys do that with Subtractive World Edit? God, I've been wanting to build a maze like this forever. And we don't have one on Razora, but I had one on my old server that I shut down. It was made out of obsidian.
I don't know who
Uh,
built
it,
this because it's not logged right now, so it's older or it's been world copied or something.
well,
So I'm gonna
just
tell.
for the record, I love those things. But okay,
I'm gonna show you something
so
really quick.
wait, what is that? Are we back in the skeleton?
This is
Yeah.
another one. This is actually a duel. Oh, and by the way, let's actually spawn a couple. Hold on. Let me hit the switch and actually spawn some. So
I was gonna ask you, what's the purpose of that giant iron ceiling up there? Looks
what?
like that giant iron thing in the sky. Why is that?
Oh, that's blocking the light, so that there's not, so that it's dark down here, so that there's no light coming in from the
Ah,
sides.
well, I don't have that problem because I'm gonna build mine under the tower, so there's not gonna be really any light there either.
Yeah, as long as it's light level 7 or less for the blocks that they spawn inside of.
Okay. So I guess my other question is, why'd you decide to build this out of iron and glass? Doesn't glass let light through?
Yeah, but this is like so that you can easily count. So usually in tutorial videos they use iron because you can easily count to see how wide, like how many blocks it is. And glass
And
lets you,
this here is your kill zone, isn't it?
yeah, glass lets you see exactly, like lets you see through it, lets you in it. You can
But
still
like
count this.
on a traditional survival server, what would you build this out of?
I would still use glass for the tubing usually because it's still I would still usually try to make it look nice. Otherwise, I would use like stone brick. Um,
Yeah, I'm building mine out of stone brick, so that's what I'm asking. I guess because that's what my tower is built out of.
but I
I
would
want to.
try to use glass at least like somewhere, like maybe for like a window to see the spawner or for part of the tube or something, so that it's not just completely opaque. You can kind of see
So
what's going on.
I see that you have this half slab here. Okay, I mean that's cool for the tutorial and everything, but I want to have the skeletons go. Um, well, I want to kill them over a hopper system that disposes of their items in lava, so that I don't have to worry about collecting them. Would I be able to do that with this design?
Yes.
So
In fact, you could build.
where would
See,
the hopper have to go? Would it have to go here where this block is, or would it have to
yeah.
go? Um, so that would be fun. And you sure they won't shoot me? Or maybe you should have like half
If you
slabs
get
or
close
something.
enough, I think see if he can shoot you from the corner. He might be able to, but I think you can put a slab on it anyway,
Yeah,
like
okay.
that. And if you kill it like that, I'm pretty sure the
Oh no
hopper
no no
picks it up.
no, actually it doesn't. We tested this out the other day. It doesn't. Not on X80 it doesn't.
Oh, okay. So what about?
Maybe it does on vanilla, but I mean, what if you put half slabs under here and leave this one empty?
Yeah, I've done that too. And then you stand on a half slab. But
Yeah.
yeah, so Yeah, the lighting can be done. So the point of this grinder is not to kind of like, this is actually supposed to be minimalist. Like this is like the minimum stuff you need for the grinder, not like extra fancy stuff. This is like, this is what your the skeleton of your grinder, like no pun intended, but that's what
Yeah.
the basic
Actually,
design
yeah.
should kind of consist of.
Can you turn it off for a second and let me inside and give me maybe like give me like 3 blocks of wool so I can actually ask you a question. Okay. Now can we go inside? All right. So if I were to, here's what I want to do in mine. I want to go like this. All of these would be spawners. Uh, would that work?
You could make the room obviously
Yeah.
one further out this way or whatever to account for that.
But in your opinion, that would work
That there's
if all of 4 blocks are spawners, like the first one.
it would work, except I think all the spawners, see, the spawners have a random cooldown time. So what's gonna start happening is you're gonna have like 2 spawners going, and then there's gonna be 8 skeletons, and you're gonna have to wait for those like 8 skeletons or whatever, 6 skeletons to leave the area. You're gonna have to wait for them to get essentially like 9 blocks away, or for them to like go down or something. I guess if you drop them, it'll be fine. But I would drop them into
What?
water.
Yeah. Should I drop them further into water? Maybe increase the drop distance.
Yes, drop them into. You want
So
their.
then what? You got 3 blocks between the spawners and is it 3 blocks? I think it's 3 blocks.
You want
So
their
yeah, that's
heads
two
to.
blocks.
So I'll show you where
You only
essentially you'd
have
put the
two
water.
blocks between. Yeah, you only have 2 blocks between yourself and the spawners. So what if I were to say make it, I don't know, like 8 blocks, 8 blocks down and drop them into water? Would that be far enough to increase the speed?
Yeah, you want to get them outside of this. Look at this bounding box area.
Okay.
Okay, so these 4 blocks underneath are, that's the vertical distance that it tests for 6 or more skeletons. It tests also 8 blocks out to the side, but vertically it's 9 total, so it's 4 blocks below the spawner. So if there's a skeleton's head touching that bottom block down there, and there's like 6 of them or whatever, to ensure that that doesn't happen at all, what you can do is you can go down another like a few blocks. Like, hold on.
Yeah, I said like, what if I went down like 8? Like from the spawner count 1, 2, 3, 4, like 8 blocks. Is that gonna be enough?
Let me
In your
count
opinion?
this. If I'm in water and I'm jumping, then I probably most likely am not going to be in that block. So
So 8 blocks would be fine then.
ye it should be there. I guess they could kind of jump and touch that, but it won't happen too much. Like if there's water here, I think that would be negligible. If the floor is 8 blocks and then you have water on the floor, yes, that would be, yeah, that would work. That would work.
Okay, that's perfect. That's
So
exactly what I'm gonna do then.
to make sure we count this correctly, though, that's so the floor is the 8th block down. You want 7 blocks of space. That's including the water in the air underneath of the spawners.
Right. Okay, so that's what I was thinking. So that would work. Oh,
Yes, that would.
excellent. So that I can actually stick 4 spawners in here.
Now I wouldn't put them like that. I would actually, what I would do is I would put them more like just to make the water currents easier. And this isn't a big deal, but what you could do is you could kind of just put them like in a row. That way, you only need to put water source like one water source on the side of the room, and then it will push them all this way. That's another
No,
idea.
I'm actually planning on having a solid stream, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna go with the full-blown water stream, like where all the 8 or 9 blocks have the same exact sort of water stream. You know what I mean? Like you have a source block in a row. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it like that.
Alright, I'm getting off.
All right, peace out. I'll see you
Good
later.
night.
So like not like this.
User disconnected from your channel.
Well, not exactly like that.
Well, that's the thing. This is 8 blocks wide.
How did I get stuck in there?
Because water goes 8 blocks. So if you don't want to have to make the room any wider, but still get optimal rates, you could put the spawners like kind of like so, and then just like
No,
extend
see,
the room.
the way you just put the water, that's exactly how I'm gonna do it. Okay, it's gonna be a perfect stream, just like this. Um,
You could have the
yeah.
spawners like that, or even more spaced out.
Well, would that make any difference though?
Um, it's gonna be so it's not really gonna make too much of a difference because the only thing that they're blocking each other is just these few blocks, which is not. I mean, it's not necessarily that much, but the thing is, if they're spawning at the same time, they can still technically, I think, prevent each other from spawning. Actually, hold on. Let me check. I could check the wiki to see if it's one of the things where do they spawn like as soon as the 6 are out of the area? Because I know that if there's like light, and as soon as you turn off the light, like they've been checking every tick. But I don't know about the 6 mobs thing if it checks every tick, because that means once the other skeletons spawn, then the new ones will spawn. So I'm looking at the pseudocode right here. Yeah, so it loops 4 times. Spawn every time this player is 17 blocks. If there are 6 or more mob type in the 17 by 9 by 17, skip the spawn cycle. Okay, does that mean the same thing as if the light is higher or not? If all 4 mobs fail to spawn, repeat on next tick. That's actually something, you know what? I'm going to test that right now, actually. So,
You're gonna test what exactly?
so I'm going to see a if it's a big deal if we can just put the 4 grinder spawners right next to each other, because I think that would be fine, but
Yeah, I mean, why don't you just replace the iron blocks with actual spawners and let's do it.
oh, hold on. No, but what the thing I'm going to test is I'm going to put 6 skeletons in here, and then I'm going to have this grinder running, and when I kill them, I'm going to see if it spawns as soon as I kill one of them, or if it waits, if it takes a while. Because skip spawn cycle, that's kind of ambiguous-ish.
Yeah, I've seen that code. I know what it means. My personal prediction is that oh crap. I just got shot.
Okay, there's the 6. So nothing should spawn. Okay, it's dark, we're within range, but there's 6 skeletons. They 4 new ones, or 3 or 4 new ones should spawn as soon as I kill one of these guys.
Wait, what about the one in the tube? Actually there's like 3 in the tube.
The tube is fine. If he's all the way in the end of the tube, he's out of range.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, there, I killed one.
Nothing happened.
That's not good. Okay, so if we have to wait, then I would suggest, see what you could do is you could put, all you have to do is put 4 spawning rooms out of range of each other.
Wait, that means if I want to have more than one spawners, I have to have them in their own separate rooms. Are you serious?
Or have them either 8 blocks away from each other, or have them...
Yeah, but then I have to deal with that challenge that you were dealing with. Is where do I stand in order to be detected?
Oh, that's
And
fine.
I
You're...
don't want to do that math.
Right now... No, see... If you can place the spawners, that's completely different than the situation where you're dealing with spawners that are really far apart and that you naturally found them. If you can place them however you want, then you can place them like how I've got it now. You can have one beneath you, one to the side of you, one above you, however you want. And they'll all be within range. And you can have it...
So what was the maximum detection range for a player?
It's 17 spherical.
17 spherical. So as long as the 4 spawners are within that sphere, they will spawn.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll take that into consideration. So I can have them like 8 apart. Can I have them 8 apart in one like really big room? Or do I have to have them in each one in its own room?
So
That's the big question.
It looked like since these are like preventing more from spawning, so it looks like we're gonna have trouble like getting a lot to spawn. I'll go ahead and just put like 4 spawners. I mean, I've made one for fun that had like 100, like just like 50 of them or something.
Oh, I got shot again.
Okay, I copied it.
Oh, did you just world edit that?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Wait, now you have like 6 of them.
Yeah, but I'm gonna see how many only came out of that. I'm gonna have an issue where some are gonna spawn outside of this, but that's fine.
I actually think that now the rate has improved. I mean, they're spawning faster.
Well, you're gonna get about 6, but it should be so if there's 6 of them in here, it should be 6 times 4. You should be about getting like 24 or something. So we should be seeing, even if with the walls closed, we should be seeing like 15, skeletons. But we're only seeing like 6. And the thing is, you could get, if you had 4 skeleton spawners and you kept them all in separate rooms, you're going to get like 3 or 4 for each one. That's up to like 16 skeletons at, for one spawning cycle.
Okay, so I could make 4 separate chambers, and then actually I want one of them to be zombies. I don't want all of them to be skeletons, because they infernal zombies sometimes drop really good gear. And keep in mind, we're gonna have infernals no matter what.
Oh, Infernos will be easy. We can just build a crusher, just using a sticky piston.
That's exactly what I was gonna do. I was actually gonna build pistons with um, stone or gravel or something like that. Yeah, and don't worry, I got the pistons and everything. But I mean, this is already a pretty decent rate. But like, I could merge 4 rooms together. And then, by the way, I'm really low on health by now. Might want to do something about that. I'm gonna die. Cool, thanks. And my food is getting low. Alright, cool. I mean, the rate is good enough. I mean, just from these few ones, I already got like 10 levels. Um, but I definitely see, this is the one main thing I like is the fact that I don't have to have another guy sitting up there spawning them for me. I can just sit here in the detection zone, and they'll just keep spawning automatically. That's what I want.
Yeah, so what you can do is you can put one on either side of you, pretty much, or something, and then have the water flowing away from the entire system, and then up, and then
Yeah, but
having connected.
would I need 4 different tubes or tube systems?
You could connect them all. They
Oh
don't.
shit, there's one that's outside.
Yeah, they'll be spawning outside with how it's set up right now because this isn't big enough for these end spawners.
So I would have to, if I have 4 of them. Well, okay, if I have 4 separate rooms, would they all have to be as big as this one? Like 8 by 8?
Yes, you want
Or
8 by 8. I mean, you could put.
I actually want it kind of symmetrical, so I think I'm gonna go with 9 by 9. I'm gonna go with 9 by 9.
But see, 8 is perfect for water. That's the thing. 8 makes it very easy to work with the water systems.
That is true.
And plus, it's not. I mean, the thing is, you can make it symmetrical to this, like the spawners, and then like kind of make the window like you can kind of take that out, and then just have like this middle kind of thing where you're just like looking at the spawners and.
Actually, what I like, if you don't mind me saying, I like my holes to be in the center.
What do you
So,
mean?
Well, you see how the water's flowing all to one side?
Yeah.
I like it like the way it's in iron farms, where the water flows from the corners into a center hole. I like that one better. And then your tube is underneath. Like your tube is under the center as opposed to on the side.
Okay, so you kind of want to drop them and then just have them go into like a 1 by 1.
Yeah, I want to drop them. I want to drop them into one collection channel, and that way I only need to build one tube.
But the thing is, here, look. See, they'll get stuck like that though because they'll be like hopping around. It's kind of hard to get them here. It's very easy to get them into a thin spot. So, and what the thing is, they don't count anymore. Once they're taken 8 blocks away. So once they're where I'm standing right here, they they're
Yeah.
not detected, so they're not preventing any spawns. And then you can just channel all the tubes together into one spot, and
Right.
you'll have a good flow, and they won't get stuck anywhere because I mean the way this is designed, they don't you don't want to have trouble with mobs getting stuck, because as soon as you build that and you have mobs getting stuck, like it's gonna be really
Well,
frustrating.
yeah, I know. Grafer's first grinder had a lot of problems of getting stuck, and yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I know
It
how to
was
make it
pulling his
so
hair.
it does not, they won't get stuck. Because I've had a lot of experience, like I've designed these. I know how to make the mechanics work to where they don't get stuck. This,
Hmm.
trust me, this works. They never get stuck in this, the way this is
All
set up.
right.
You can combine the
So,
tubes, it's just you won't be able to get them necessarily
okay,
all right
so
away.
I got maybe okay, maybe two more questions for you, and I guess first one, how much materials would I need? And, like, do you think a, excuse me, do you think 1,000 blocks would be enough,
Uh,
or
it's the surface area of each one, so each one is like
and I'm not
64,
count.
128 plus 5 times 8 times 4. So what's 20 times 8? 160. So 160 plus 128, that's like 280 per room. If you're trying to like re-put the walls for every room.
Yeah, I'm gonna want. Okay, so definitely 1,000 is gonna be a little on the short side. Okay, maybe 2,000.
Yeah,
I think 2,000.
that should
Two
be good,
thousand blocks
I
should be
think.
enough. And keep in mind, I actually like the way your glass looks, so I might make my tubes out of glass. So I'm just counting how much stone am I gonna need, because I'm definitely not gonna do this out of iron. Hell no.
Well, of course, unless we make, the iron.
No,
I
but this
forgot
is
what
gonna
it's
be
called.
the foundry.
Yeah, if we made the iron foundry, it wouldn't be a problem.
No, but I actually was gonna get started on this today. We're not even started on the iron foundry. It's just in the idea stages right now. I can't wait that long. I need something that I can go down. I can just go down from my tower and get whatever stuff I want, and rip, because I need to repair my armor very frequently.
So this system right here, this is so minimal. You can put your own skin, like you can kind of design over top of this. This is just kind of like the functionality. You can, if you
Yeah.
like it to be simple, then yeah, you could just like leave it. But
Oh,
I kind of like point out exactly like functionality, how to get it to work, how to get the optimum
uh,
spawning rate and everything like that. The flowing so no mobs get stuck, and the correct hit, like one hit kill.
wait. So are we standing on another spawner? I just realized that there's two of them here.
Yeah, I've been trying to. You didn't realize this is
No,
to
I
show
didn't.
you both. Yeah, so watch. There's
I
see.
see. I was wondering why your tubes are connecting at such an odd way. I see. Okay, so why? No, not why. How many blocks should the tower be? Like the one that raises them up?
That
Like,
goes 22 blocks, 22.5 above this landing spot where they land on. At least the
okay, so
bottom of it is.
22 blocks. All right, I wonder if that's gonna be.
Or if you will just count the hopper, it's 23 blocks is what they fall.
Okay, yeah. Uh, I'm just wondering if that's gonna kill them, because I don't want to kill them. But that can be fixed.
Yeah, it's
Let's
actually
see.
not too hard to, like, if you built that at the wrong height, you can like re
You can just raise the hopper a little bit.
well, I
That's
mean,
not
you
a
can
problem.
I wouldn't raise the hopper, because usually if you're going to build it next to the spawner, like you want it to be like your head is level with the spawner. But like that top of the tube up there is actually I mean, at least if it's just this size, which is pretty small,
Um,
that's easy. But
yeah, keep in mind, I'm probably gonna, the way I'm thinking right now, I'm gonna build mine. It's gonna be you kind of, and then again, I don't want to stand in the middle either. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do the middle part, but basically the idea would be you're standing on top of the lava. Well, the thing that drops them into lava. And there's going to be redstone circuitry and the dispensers and everything. And they're going to fall on top of that. And whatever they drop is all going to go into the lava. And going to, well, not directly into the lava, but it's going to get dispensed into lava below you. And on the four sides of yourself, you're going to have the the different spawners. Okay, so wow, that's gonna be quite a project then. But I think I have an idea how we're gonna do this. Now, would it break things if I make the spawners in a row, like the boxes in a row? Would they get too far away?
I don't think so, because each one.
No,
Um,
no, like if you're standing where you're standing right now, and on your left and on your right there was another whole box with a spawner in it, and then there would be a total of four lined up in a row. Would the last two be too far away from you?
let me.
Like
Hmm.
if, like say you weren't in the middle, like and have been surrounded by boxes, but if you were facing four boxes in a row,
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying.
because I need the space for the incinerator system. Because I mean, if I could do it the way, I mean, I could replicate your design here, and that'd be fine. But I wouldn't be able to destroy the items, and
What do
that's one
you?
thing I
What do
don't
you
want
mean
to
destroy
destroy
the
the.
items?
I don't want to collect the items that all these mobs are gonna drop.
Everything you're standing on, you don't have to have a spawning room beneath you. You can. You have all the space in the world to do this. In fact, this room could be further away from you, and it's same with all the rooms on either side of you. They don't have to be like this close. But I mean, hold on, let me see if I could put them in a row, and because you kind of want them to not, you kind of, so those 8 blocks, the next room would be like here. So I guess there'd be 3 blocks between the rooms.
Yeah, that might be a little too far.
And then yeah, there
But
would be another 4 blocks or so.
yeah, I think that the last couple ones might be out of the range.
So
Four
this one,
times, yeah, because 4 times 8 is 32, and you're gonna be sitting on the middle eight. Yeah, I think that would decrease the rate.
wait. No, see, it's either you're gonna be within range or you're not.
I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make them. I'm gonna make the boxes, basically surrounding the kill zone, and you're gonna have to get in through a ladder on the top. Yeah, you're gonna have to get in on a ladder.
See that spawner far away?
Yeah.
You can have. I think you can have three. Mm. Here's an idea. You could have, instead of putting one on each side of you, you could put one kind of like in each corner. That way, like if I were to stand between these two, kind of, that would be a pretty good distance to make sure that you can walk around without them deactivating. Because you don't have to be
Oh.
this close, but if you notice that one, see, it's the fire stops when you walk too far away.
Oh, I don't really see that, but okay. Which one are you talking about? That one over there has
The
fire.
the one up here.
Yeah. That one has fire.
Yeah, but step back until the fire stops.
I don't know how far away that is, but I don't think I'm far enough away.
Is it? Did it stop?
No, it's still there.
Wait, what?
Are you seeing that?
Like right now, it just spawned and the fire started when I was close to it. But the fire for me stops right now. Like it's not going. It's not going. Now it's going. Like the skeleton's spinning. And when I walk over here, it stopped. Or I think it's still spinning, but there's no fire things. Like there's no torch flames. Is it like different for you? That's weird.
Well, I am on a different texture pack. It could just be a technical difference.
You were looking at the spawner like way over there to the side, right?
Yeah, there's only one really that I could be looking at.
Not the one inside the spawning chamber, the one up here.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand in the corner, and I'm pretty sure it's still gonna spin.
But is the fire still there? Is the flame still going?
Okay, this is as far as I can go without dying.
Okay, I can't even see it
Okay.
because there's skeletons in the way.
What did you kill him with, by the way? Is that a potion of health or a potion of harming?
Potion of health.
Oh, cool. I should do that. No, I don't know, but my textures show that the spawner still has fire and it's still spinning. From here.
Yeah, well, this is pretty much the distance. The distance I'm standing from it right now.
Yeah, you are a little bit further away than I am, because you're beyond the bounds of the spawner. I can't go that way.
But it's spherical. Yeah, it starts spinning for me when I'm like here.
Yeah, I think it has to do with me having a different texture pack that maybe doesn't take that into account. Because for me, yeah, for me it just looks exactly the same here as it does up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no difference.
That's why you should switch texture packs to normal.
Wait, are you on vanilla?
Yeah.
No, I'm on KOP, high resolution.
Yeah, but that's the minimalistic functioning design that I pretty much always build. I mean, I change it up. I make it so like cool things like it looks like you're standing above the grinder and stuff, and I'll make really like
Oh, no,
contraptions that kill
I
them with
see what you
lava. All
I
sorts of
see what you
stuff.
mean now. Wait, wait, wait. Put it back on. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, see, I see little flames coming out of it on normal. Yeah, and they end right about here where I'm standing. If I go anywhere further back, there's no flames. If I move just an inch forward, I see flames. So you're right. Ah, that's weird. It doesn't show up on my other texture pack.
Okay, so how
I'm
many
gonna
skeleton spawners did you say you were gonna use? Three, four?
I'm gonna use probably 3 skeleton spawners and 1 zombie spawner. I think that should be enough. I mean, are there any other mobs that stand upright? Probably not, are they? I guess I could go for zombie pigmen, but I don't have any of that.
Yeah, and witches are their own. They
Witches don't
need.
really have. Yeah. I don't have a witch spawner. I don't think I've ever seen one, except in creative.
Yeah, and in the huts, it's like you design a totally different type of grinder. It's very complicated.
Um, but I suppose you do know about, um, uh, you know about the set block command.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah, you can make a custom spawner that can spawn whatever you want at whatever radius, at whatever frequency by using the set block command. I made on my single player creative, I did I had a creeper spawner that spawned exactly 2 creepers every 2 seconds.
Nice.
Yeah, you can. There's actually a really, really nice tutorial on how to make custom spawners if you want. But the only problem is you need command blocks for that, and basically creative mode. You can't do that in survival. In survival, you're limited to the types of spawners that, are there naturally. So that means only zombies, skeletons, spiders, and cave spiders, and that's pretty much it. I've never heard of any spawners in the nether. You can correct me about that if I'm wrong. But I've never seen a spawner in the nether, except maybe like blazes, but that doesn't really count. Although personally, I would love to see a zombie pigment spawner, because you can make free gold out of that.
There are grinders. I mean, if you watch Ethos Lab, he made one.
Do you have to build them in the nether?
Yeah, there's two different types of gold farms. Or actually, there's lots of different types of nether farms. There's the type that like you can use that like takes advantage of the entire what is it called? The fortresses. Um, and there's also like you can make a zombie pigman farm that you like go above the bedrock level and it makes them all spawn so that they fall into the trap, kind of like almost like an enderman trap in a way, almost like an enderman farm. But there's also
That's too complicated. See, I don't like the farms that don't involve spawners, because then all you have to work with is area.
yeah, I mean I know how to build a pretty good dark spawner, like a pretty efficient one. There was this type that I used to build that takes quite a few blocks, and I don't like it because it takes so many blocks. But the design that I came up with after that, it uses redstone and it uses dispensers, but so many less blocks, and it's so much more efficient. It's so much easier to get mobs to spawn on it, and you can also get spiders, and it takes care of spiders, so it's really cool. And I
Hmm.
built one in survival, and it was really good.
Do you think it would be possible at all? I mean, I know it might sound like I'm dreaming here a little bit, but do you think it would be possible at all to make a ghast farm, like ever? Or are they just too untamable?
Um, I'm wondering if.
Because gas can pretty much fly through blocks, and that makes it really hard to capture them into anything, really.
Okay, so not on the server that we're playing on, but I think trying to think if they made a gas farm on Zip Crowd or not, because I remember seeing something where they had like a gold farm or something, and I thought they had something where gas spawn and they kill it or something, like they instantly like suffocate them or something using pistons or something.
Yeah, that wouldn't work on Exadia, though, because gas can go through blocks. They can float.
I'm trying to
Although
remember what they actually did, but I think they did actually kill ghasts or something. Like they actually had a farm that pretty much got them like gas tiers or something.
that would be awesome. Like, if anyone who can make that on Exadia would basically instantly become the richest person. Like, his gas tiers are so expensive, and the admin shop actually buys them.
The admin shop buys gas tiers.
Yes, you can buy and sell, and their price is 300 for a single one. And when you kill a gas, they drop a stack of 5. So that stack right there is worth 1500.
Wait, what?
Once
Gas drop 5?
Yes, if you manage to kill them and you manage to capture them, they drop 5 gas tiers. They literally drop 1500 copper in your lap. Like that.
So how hard
Exactly.
is it to actually kill a ghast?
Well, 5 shots with a power 5 bow to the
What?
face.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah, 5 shots.
What's the catch?
Uh, well, the catch is that they are invisible most of the time. They can float through blocks, and they're incredibly destructive with their barrage. Although I've figured out a pretty good way to, um, you can actually hit their projectiles back at them if you're really good with your bow. I've actually managed to kill a couple like that. If you manage to shoot them with their own like fireball, like you can kill them in probably 2 shots. The problem is really following them. Unless you have a way to fly around the nether and follow them, eventually they'll just run away from you. Or they'll go into lava, which is pointless, because if you kill them in there, you won't get anything. So that's the catch. Other than that, I hate them almost as much as I hate blazes, because I've died to them many times.
Man, if they're invisible though, that's hilarious.
They're only invisible if there's actually a distance. They're only invisible if they're, I think, more than 30 blocks away or something.
Oh, so
So if they're like close to you, if they're like 10 to 15 blocks, if they're in your vicinity, like close enough to shoot you, they usually will not be invisible. But if they're like far away, they can definitely be invisible. Um, as well as they can outrange you. That's the biggest problem. They have insane range. They can be floating like 50 blocks above you and they can still shoot at you.
I thought that was like normal ghasts.
No, normal guests have to be pretty close to you to shoot at you, not the ones on Exadia though. Ones on Exadia. Also, if
50
you
bucks.
ever get unlucky enough to have one that's stuck in a 4x4 space, like a hole in the netherrack, they will start barraging you until they literally dig a tunnel to you. They will like crazy lock onto you and go ape shit until they get you. So pray you never find one of those. They can be really scary. I've actually had that happen to me once.
Okay, so
But that being said, it'd be funny if there's a way to actually farm them or get. One of the bigger problem is getting more of them to spawn because there's only like ever maybe 3 or 4 in the entire Nether. That's the big problem. The other thing is they are one of the very few mobs that are actually allowed to break blocks with their explosions. So you can very quickly find yourself falling into lava if you are standing on netherrack. They will blow it out of they will blow it out beneath your feet. Not to mention set the whole place on fire. Yeah, they're pretty nasty business. But that being said, yeah, thanks for showing me this design. I really like that.
Okay. Um, so do you think you've decided maybe put like a chamber on each side with like windows so that you can kind of look into each one? Because that would make an interesting room. Like, it'd be kind of interesting to have like this cool type like room that you're in, and in the like if you're standing right in the center, or if you were able to stand, let's say like right where they fall, you could look in each direction and there's a spawner.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm gonna go for. Ah, shit.
And then it'll be easy to be close enough to all of them. You can look at all of them, and you also have the space beneath you to make any kind of disposal system you want. Is that what you want? You want it beneath the killing chamber?
Well, yeah, I wanted to. And by the way, I crashed, so I'm assuming I left. Did I leave yet?
No,
Or am I still stuck in there?
it just shows you just standing. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I have terrible drivers on my Nvidia card, so I crash. It's really annoying when I'm down there and I'm mining like stuff like diamonds, and then when I come back, there's always like either a creeper or a blaze waiting for me. Yeah, I hate when this happens, but oh well. Uh, that being said, though, it is pretty late. I should uh, I should probably get some sleep.
Yeah, I kind of need to sleep too. I'm like trying to stay awake right now.
Yeah, but I'll get started on that grinder as soon as I come back tomorrow.
I'm just glad I got that silk touch and that I can. I mean, you got shoot. It. I mean, the thing is, like, you can practice. I guess if you only play on Xadia, you won't get much practice elsewhere. But then again, why would you really need to?
Practice what?
Building grinders, if you really want to get good at it, you just kind of do it.
Oh, I've actually built grinders I've built grinders on my old server. I've built grinders in my single player creative. It's just most of them have been very small things, like just a chamber with one single spawner and like a lava blade. The old school grinders. They
Yeah,
were just like item farms. I've experimented with those, but anything of this scale, I've never done that.
yeah, and this isn't even like, you know what I mean? It's not even close to zip crowd scale, but it's still like,
No, if I, personally, I don't think anyone on my entire team would be willing to go for something of the zip crowd magnitude, honestly. I mean, that's just way too much. Although we might, and this is like a huge if, and we're not even sure that we're going to do it, but might try to, with combined efforts from everyone, it's going to be like a sponsored project from everyone, including, we might even get you guys, you know, the Wazora team in on this, because, yeah, we might try the Iron Foundry. Might. And that's only if we can find one person brave enough to spearhead the project.
I mean, I
No.
wanted to do it before, but I'd say if we, the main thing is we're not, as long as the update doesn't like destroy it, and we know for a fact where the spawn chunks are, then we could
Wait, hold
try
on.
it.
Why would you say what's gonna happen in the update that might destroy it?
I'm not sure if Village is like changing 1.8. But it might not matter if we don't update for a while anyway. So
Well, Jason Bond has said that if there's going to be any updates, that's not going to happen for another 4 months or so.
okay, well I mean, try to build a redstone timer and figure out where the spawn chunks are. When you do, then we'll make sure we know exactly where like the
And the bigger problem is, well, which spawn do I test? Because we have two of them. And we
just
have
test
old
both of them.
spawn. We have old spawn, which I think is defunct now, and we have the new spawn, which is where people actually come in. So I don't know.
And it can't get griefed. That's another thing, cause I'm not sure. Even if someone rolls it back, I don't think it'll roll back the actual like. I don't think that. I think rollbacks. I mean, I'm almost like 100% sure
I'll
that
have to go. I'll have to go watch the video because I don't really know how to make the iron foundry. But
it is. It is a. It is a very. It's like the Iron Trench, except there's no resetting to it. You have to do it like correctly the first time, and it can't get unloaded improperly, or it just the villages are they like combine and just make like one gigantic village. You specifically design it in such a way that by placing the doors in the right order,
yeah.
there's a ton of independent villages all like circled around the same point, and you just have like it is very powerful if it actually works, but you have to protect it. Like you can't. You have
Well,
to.
I guess what we could do is can build it out somewhere where it's not likely to be in the way of griefers and people who join fresh. And we could also try and see if we can get Jason Bond to region protect it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That would be good. Yeah, because as soon as someone like breaks a door or something, I don't know what.
Yeah, because that could be disaster. And we do get griefers from time to time. I mean, it's rare, but it does happen, and I wouldn't want to take the risk for something that big and that expensive.
I think they said even if like you accidentally break a door, you just kind of. I think they even say just kind of just leave it because you'll still get like pretty good rates, but you don't want to like screw up the far the rest of it, so you just kind of just leave it.
Okay.
Like they even say that like when you're building, because I mean it's no reset, there's no redstone, but it's like more powerful than the trench. I'm pretty sure.
And the other thing is, does it require villagers to breed or not?
I don't think it matters because we can just. I mean, you just
'Cause-
place them with an egg. I mean, if you have
yeah,
enough villagers, that'll still work. Same thing.
well, that's my point. I mean, we can spawn them there, but the thing is, well, wouldn't you be technically able to reset the farm if you just kill off all the villagers and then place them again?
No, because what you need to do is the doors are placed. And so basically, what happens is, I think the rule is when like another door is placed, if it's close enough to like an existing village, it'll connect to that village rather than like all the doors that like a village that's already close to it or something. It'll connect to the other one. Um,
Oh, I see. So it's gonna trigger the script that enlarges the size of the village.
if you just have a whole bunch of doors and then you just kind of just add them to a village, like add a villager or something, they'll just become like one big village. Like there's a specific way you have to use a door that's like just out of range to add doors to like be stuck in like an older village. so that when you create another one, it's separate. I don't know exactly. I'd have to double watch it again
Hmm.
to to remember exactly how that worked. But it was pretty much just controlling. It was like exploiting how the code works for generating villages, so that you can basically have like 40 villages in one spot that are separate, even though they're within range of each other. They're all overlapping but separate villages. They each spawn their own iron golems.
Well, yeah, that's what increases your productivity. Right, okay. Well, I'll go watch the video, and I'll let you know what I think next time I see you on. And I'll let everyone know what I think.
All right,
Um,
sounds like a plan.
until then, take it easy, and I'm off.
All right, I'll see you.
User disconnected from your channel.